questions for last week so we can see how many of you did your homework and how many were listening to me. So we know we're talking about the immune system, and we're talking about the inflammatory response of a new system consists of 4 reactions. Do you remember what the 4 reactions were for the
No.
No, well, you weren't here last week. Heat, redness, swelling, and pain. Those are the 4 responses that your immune system does. Do we know what the purpose of the system is? Having a network of cells, tissues, and organs working together to protect the body to get unwelcome invaders. Is that a true or a false statement?
What was it again?
Say it again?
It's true, right. Is the purpose of the system to have a network of cells, tissues, and organs working together to protect the body to get unwelcome invaders?
True.
True, exactly. So, identifying unwelcome invaders. And who do I always use? Grandma's potato salad. But it could be, yeah, poor grandma. That old salmonella. It could be a virus. It could be a bacteria. It could be a parasite.
Ooh, listeria.
Yes.
It's an outbreak right now.
Yes. So we have 3 immune systems that have 3 primary jobs, and we learned that. Remember, we have the players, the army, and the soldiers. So this week we're going to go into their names and what they're to do, and I'll wait till she gets back. So we've been talking about how to continue to live this lifestyle, and this is at the top of my page, and it says, if you don't understand your why, you must make a dietary or lifestyle change. You won't be willing to stick to it. If you're just doing this to lose a few pounds, it's going to be just like every other fad diet you've ever tried. This is not a fad diet. This is a way of living. When we're done, we're supposed to live 90-10. I don't live 90-10 because I can't. I get into the wrong food and I get sick. So my is why, because I want to feel good. I want to be here, in 30 years when my grandchildren are having children and getting married, college. I want to be here for that. Grace just turned 1. I plan on being here to see her get married and go to college and do whatever she wants to do. So that is my why. I don't want to go back to being on a walker and taking to noon to get out of bed because my MS is kicked in. I don't want to go to a party and have to make sure I know where the bathroom is because whatever I eat is going to go straight through me because of my IBS. Or be terribly uncomfortable all day because of my peptic ulcers or my acid reflux, right? Or worse than that, how about the terrible migraines? I don't want any of that back. So this is my why. I want to feel like I feel right now. And it's very important that this week you guys work on your why. Why do you want to change your lifestyle? Why? So the immune system has 3 layers, and we talked about that last week. It has your inside and outside, your innate immune system, and your adaptive immune system. And we're going to go into those because that's important that you understand the 2 different cells. So we're going to slowly just hit this for a few minutes, and as always, what's going on in there? And why is my body acting this way? we talked about it's good to be sick. It's good to have a fever up to 101. I know for little children it's scary because they can go into seizures or many other things, but if you, and again, we'll find out in a few minutes between the innate and adaptive immune system. But if you're throwing in immune blockers, which are Tylenol, Motrin, anything that stops what is your body is doing, it's not killing the problem. It's well, the biggest thing is if you're cutting off the fever that kills the bacteria or the infection, and there's nobody taking care of the problem, where is the problem going? A virus is different, 10 days, it's gone, right? But a bacteria, a parasite, that's different, right? So we need, exactly, so we need the fever to burn it out, to kill it, to kill it. Let's see, what else did we talk about? And we talked about how we looked at the system. It's like an airport and a football team together. So our picture, Mr. Bob, our airport is all the different communication hubs through my wonderful drawing. And then we have the football players where everybody has a station that they're supposed to be at. And over here I have our question for the day. If you don't understand your why and why you have to change, I have it underlined, you won't. You won't stick to it. So inflammation is a reaction to the immune system. The purpose of the immune system is to protect, and your immune system will protect you no matter what. That's why we have autoimmunes. That's why we have inflammation. Because even though it's your body, and you think, well, why are they doing that? Because there's a foreign substance in there that they have to get rid of. That is their job. And we talked about the 3 layers. And our immune system is highly adaptable. That is why you have chronic medication. There's people that's been on the same medication for years. Now, with MS, they start you on a very low dose. Octavus is the drug of the day. So it's an infusion you have every 6 weeks. So they start you on a low dose. So the longer you take this medicine, it could be, let's say, 10 years. So in 10 years, you've went from, let's say, a fourth, now you're up to 100 milligrams. Sooner or later, your body won't be able to take that anymore. So your immune system has adapted, knows that's an invader going into you, and is saying, oh no, we've got to fight that because it's not letting us take care of the problem. So that's why I take 1 Tylenol, 3 months later you're taking 4 Tylenol, 6 months later you're taking 9 Tylenol, or Motrin, or ibuprofen, or heavens forbid, a narcotic. Because a lot of, I don't want to say us, but doctors are real easy to send you to pain management, and it starts little, and then before years, you're taking a very high dose. So, but that is your immune system's job. So you can't blame your immune system for doing what it is meant to do. Okay. So let's go to the first line of defense, the innate immune system. This is your first line of defense against bacteria, virus, and fungus. It responds quickly. It doesn't target any specific invader, but rather recognizes general sizes, affections, and DAMIs, and it goes in. So, I like to call them the no-brainers. They're gonna attack everything. They're the reason that we have inflammatory disease, right? Because they don't care what it is, all they know it needs to be removed. So they're right in there attacking it, and they have no memory. You can get the same thing over and over again and they don't remember. They're gonna attack it every time, the same way. They're not gonna do anything. So it has no memory, and it doesn't improve its adaptation to repeat exposure of the same virus. So what are some of the things? Skin, all your mucus, all your reproductive organs, the digestion, your stomach acid, your saliva, and tears. So let's think of irritable bowel, right? You eat something that your body doesn't recognize as food, and we've already learned about the digestive system, so we know our workers are like, yeah, we ain't doing this. But what if it's grandma's potato salad? So now you got the innate immune system jumping in there, and they're like, yeah, we need to attack this. There's your irritable bowel. So you've got your workers in your stomach saying this ain't food. You've got your I'm trying to think of a good name for them. I don't want to call them no minds, but they just no brainers. They just do their job. They just go in there, and out it goes, right?
Kind of like minions.
Something like a little, yeah, they don't, exactly. They're natural killers, they kill virus, and they also detect cancer cells.
What do they do when they detect cancer cells? The same thing?
The same thing. They treat everybody the same. There's no prejudice against any germ, bacteria. The innate chooses and treats everybody exactly the same. Now,
How long does that last?
I have it here. I think it's 10 minutes. Let's read.
Oh, okay.
I have it in here. My paper seems awful thick.
I was noticing that.
She got good paper.
Good paper,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's good paper.
It's like cardstock. Like the 24 pound paper there. Must have been on sale. I like when the good paper's on sale. It's really pricey.
Okay, so now let's look at the adaptive immune system. They just kind of hang out and wait until our minions do their work. Because if they can take care of it, then they're not going to bother with it. So when the minions have done everything they can, then they go and say, hey guys, I can't take care of this. We don't know what's going on. And then the adaptive come out. They have a memory. They remember every virus, every bacteria, every parasite, every cancer cell you've ever gotten in contact to. Also, we give our children all those shots. They go into the adaptive immune system. So that way they know. So people who get the flu shot, that goes in there. So every time they get the in theory, it's not supposed to be as bad. Measles, mumps, rubella, I got all that stuff. I also had them all. You know, that was 60 years ago, because I think it was 5 when we walked around and got that. So, our minions work immediately. They don't think, they just do. But our adaptive think. They don't act immediately. So you think if somebody breathes on you that got a cough, why you don't, 2 to 10 days later, it doesn't come out. Because our minions have went in and try to clean it up, can't. So they go back and tell the adaptive, and the adaptives go in and they gotta say, okay, so we've had this before, we know what works, we know what doesn't work, and this is how we're gonna deal with it. And again, within 2 days to 10 days, you back up, because I always back up. It's been 10 days. Who was I around 10 days ago? You know, oh yeah, is that woman in the back of the bus that was cacking on her? Yeah, I knew I should have turned around and put a mask on her, you know, something like that. So you know which system is working. And we wish that our adaptive would work all the time, but it doesn't. It lets the minions take over first. Because if it's not, you know, I always think of union workers. It's not in my job description, right? You guys do it, let me know if you fall on your face, right?
Yeah.
So that's the mindset that I have for the immune system. So it remembers the infection, responds faster each time that this same specific infection comes around. Multiplies after infection, autoimmune disease, and inflammatory disease. And these are especially white blood cells. That's why when you're sick and you go in and you have blood work, your white blood cells are way high because they're doing their job, right? And then I just hit the name of the cells, and in the weeks to come, we will get right into a cell. But for this week, we're just gonna, our lymphocytes, our B cells, our T cells, and thymus. 3 kinds of T cells, and I say we'll get to that later. So I didn't want to get too in depth because that's a lot. I think that's a lot of what we just learned today about the immune system and how it works. Does anybody have any questions about what we learned today? Pretty self-explanatory, right? Right? And again, all this paperwork will be on the website in the blog. I'm going to move Bob back. We're done with Bob.
Do we need to bring this each week?
Your paperwork, you should. You should make a file. That way, you know, those who have not been here yet, that's all good. But those who don't have it. So now we're just going to have a little chat about the immune system and tell me some things that you, yourself, your friends, your family, that you have seen from an overactive immune system. Let's start with the minions first. That would be something chronic.
Maybe like rashes.
Psoriasis.
Yes.
That's the first thing I think of, rash.
Okay. Runny nose.
Yeah.
So are allergies like the overactive minions, like when, or is that something like?
Yes, that's in there. I didn't hit it, but yes, that's in here.
So yeah, like teary-eyed.
Yep. Yeah. Yeast infections.
How does it,
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, how does it affect your reproductive system?
All the mucus. Yep.
So like if you have an irregular period, is that because
No,
of
that's
your?
different.
That's
No,
different.
that's different.
Oh.
That's
So
different.
yeast infections
Yeah.
would be considered, that's not
The
just.
Autoimmune,
working.
yes. You got some kind of bacteria in there and they want it to be
Trying to leak it
gone.
out, yeah.
Right,
Leak it out.
right.
So what's the difference
Gases.
between that and stomach acids, it says?
Okay, so it's the mucus anywhere in your body. So yes, it's the same. Acid and mucus is different,
Oh.
okay?
Mm.
So so let's back up to our digestive system. Where does the acid come from?
Stomach.
Exactly. So once you get into the small and large intestine, there's not supposed to be any acid. There's supposed to be mucus that
Pushes it off.
pushes it through.
Like slides it.
In theory, if you have a good digestive system, right?
So the innate immune system like reduces the amount of mucus in your stomach?
No, not in my stomach, it has nothing to do with my stomach.
Oh,
Unless I have an
okay.
ulcer,
It
let's
said
go.
stomach acid.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what,
sorry,
that's
we're
what
looking at your
was the
sheet
same
and
as
it
what
says-
she was saying.
No, it's two different things. So if it's your stomach, it would be ulcers, peptic ulcers, acid reflux,
But that could just be your workers.
can be,
Yes.
true, but it also can, especially ulcers. It would be the innate not knowing what they're doing and just trying to get rid of it, right? Especially if it's a bacteria that you got off a salad bar, and I'm trying to remember the name of it because my husband had one taken out of his stomach.
Like parasite?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it, what the name of it was, but when they sent it in, the parasite was in the middle and around of it was cancer. So it had been there a while. But back in the day, salad bars were everywhere. I mean, we ate them everywhere we went. You know, was it not Bonanza? What is it? Ponderosa. I mean, everything
Ruby
was on there.
Tuesdays.
Ruby
Oh, yeah.
Tuesdays, yeah, yeah.
When I went to Jamaica, I had, they had like a whole bunch of food out for my uncle's bar meal, and there was some salad, and everybody who ate that got sick, because I usually never did. Oh my gosh, it was so bad.
Yeah, many different reasons. I mean, somebody touched it. I
Yeah.
mean, it just, yeah, I don't.
Sneezed on
Yeah,
it.
I was
Yeah.
like, this is not any fun. Yeah, it was, I think because it was like a buffet style too, so. And people leave it open. I was thinking maybe like a fly got on it or something, you know?
Possible.
Oh my
And you
gosh.
don't know. You just
Okay.
don't. You just don't know.
That's never happened to me before.
So.
Well, this is a dumb question, but
most
just like the
questions are dumb.
workers on the innate and the other one, are these cells dying off and then reproducing more? Are they growing more and then some of them, or they just keep adding on and taking over?
They keep adding on and adding on. That's why you get inflammatory disease and of course autoimmune because they just don't know when to stop.
This is the innate.
This is the innate I'm
Innate,
talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they have no brain. They just
They
do
don't
what
know
they.
any better. They're
They
just
don't
like,
know any better. They just do.
Keep going.
That's why. So, if we go to liver disease and kidney disease, yes, there's a reason. Usually, food, something has damaged them, right? But when it becomes chronic, now you've got your immune system and they're trying to help. And of course they're not. They're actually hurting the liver worse.
So when you have like autoimmune, is it like the innate
Out of control.
minions are just going crazy and never handing it over to the guys who know how to actually deal with it?
And it doesn't that take us to our lives.
Yeah.
You know, we try to take care of everything
Just
instead
throw
of.
a bunch of shit at it.
Yes,
And
exactly.
now is it because our other immune is doing other things? Because again, usually autoimmune, you're trying to fix, like trying to go pull, fix the car that is rusted and doesn't work, but
Some people's.
you get someone that's working on the engine, but you get these minions that are like, oh, let's fix the seat.
car seat.
The mirror, and we need the right lug nut, or and the real guys are over here going, okay, well, we're gonna work on the engine, and just kind of let you do what you need to do.
We're gonna take care of the problem, we don't care what you're doing.
Exactly.
Like,
At the
we're
same
working
time,
on this problem
You're
here.
making a mess.
Yeah.
And you would think if everything's working properly, yes. But as we get into the blood, we will find out that that's where leukemia comes from.
But isn't usually autoimmune like you have
Leukemia is
other,
autoimmune.
with autoimmune there's a webby of other things that
There
are
is
wrong with you.
Yes.
It's like, okay, you're driving the car and you hear the tick, 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 and you're like, yep, that's fine, and flip, 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 and the next thing, and then again, you're like, okay, let me take care of this ticking thing, but this thing
Exactly.
over here, we're just gonna let it continue to knock because that's not gonna stop our
Make
car.
it different, right.
Right, make it any different.
Exactly, exactly. And we will get into that more as we go. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood. Oh, I didn't tell you, I didn't go over the foods either. Shame on me. So there's some things, our number one thing, what decreases our immune system is smoking.
Is what?
Smoking.
Oh.
And what helps? Just movement, exercise, just getting up and moving around, breathing, releasing, all that helps. And did I write down the food? I thought I did. Yes, I did. What foods do we need? Fatty acids, which is our fish, right? Folate, which is our greens. Iron and protein, again, fish, meat and greens. Selenium is Brazilian nuts. Vitamin A and vitamin B6, again, are our healthy greens. Now, someone said to me, why isn't vitamin C up there? Because we're always told when we're sick to take more vitamin C, right? Can anybody tell me why vitamin C is not up there? Or should it be up there?
We use it too much that our body's immune to it.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are the foods that we should be eating if you have fatty liver?
No, if you have autoimmune deficiency. But on our protocol, we eat most of this stuff every day, so our immune system should be pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good.
If you're not high on vitamin C, will it help your body, or has our bodies just adapted over time
I
to?
think our body, and everybody's different, remember? Everybody's different. But I think over time, we've pushed so much of it. And why not just eat an orange? We're putting our lemon in our water every day, right? Lemon, lime, or orange. I mean, there's vitamin C. Instead of, getting sick and then popping all this stuff in your mouth.
Well, you shouldn't be waiting to be popping the stuff in your mouth to begin with.
Exactly. But again, yes, you can protocol. We make sure we get certain foods all week, so pretty good. And in 12 years, other than stuffy nose, I'm rarely sick. I used to say never, but it seems like since this 6 months, I think my immune system is a little off. So, and it's been stuffy nose. That's about it so far. But, for the last 12 years, I haven't been sick.
I've been about sick since I started.
Yeah. If you eat our protocol, parasites, we eat tons of nuts and seeds. It's good. Viruses, again, we make sure we get our vitamin A and our B6 and 12, and we make sure with that. We make sure we get our dark greens. We eat our fish. So the protocol is there for a reason. It's to make us stay healthy. Any other questions or comments? Okay, how are we doing on time? Oh my goodness, look what time it is already. Okay, so you guys had homework. Yeah, well, you were. Do you have last week's prayer?
No.
Okay, here you go.
Wasn't it given to us?
It was.
Oh, I have it, but I'll use it for
Okay.
It's at home.
We got this in September?
You got it a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think the end of September.
Oh, I
Yes,
was here that one,
yeah.
the 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last meeting.
I don't have that in my hand.
Here.
Okay. So I'm just gonna read this through, and you guys were supposed to, when that voice came in that told you weren't good enough, or you needed to do something that is out of character, or something, most of us are on P1 this week, telling us that we need to eat something we're not supposed to. So it says, the way using silence is not peace, it's a slow burn. When you avoid or do conflict, you keep storing it, and it leaks later as sarcasm and shuts down our resistance, our immune system. What if truth could still land soft and still build trust? In Ephesians 4:29, let no corrupt words proceed out of our mouth, but what is good and necessary for building up, that it may impart grace to the hearer and to us, because we never give us the credit and the love that we're supposed to have, because we are both made, and God loves us no matter what, right? Control your temper, slow your breath, soften your one true sentence today. You will either keep rehearsing avoidance, or you will retrain your tongue. Either way, you're going to be training. You are not too emotional. You are a temple learning holy speech. So always remember, longer exhales shows safety in your body. So your words can carry grace. Hands over your heart. Breathe deep in 5, out 5, and declare my words for grace and build up. When I feel blank, when I feel less than, when less than happens, I feel blank. Anybody want to tell
Is
me
this
anything?
like a turnaround? When I feel, when
And blank,
when anger happens,
I feel
Sad. Or is that not?
impatience? Is
Okay. Yes.
that what you're, okay.
Yes. I need true acknowledgement, no blaming, and then check yourself. What truth do you need to say? Clean, not sharpen. Giving grace, not hardness and belittlement. It's a work paper. Instead of all day being condescending to yourself, we need to change that. We need to rethink. So I mess up sometimes up here, and sometimes I forget what I'm doing. So instead of saying, "Oh Becca, you're a dingbat," blah 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 blah, because this says it to you. Why are you doing this? You've got to shut it up and say, "I know what I'm doing. I worked on this all week. I was prepared. It's fine." Everybody understands. They ask enough questions and we get through it.
So is this question, when blank happens, I feel blank, is that just an acknowledge, like, is that
Yes.
just like digging deeper into?
The feeling. And where did it come from?
So is it like more like, in my example, when impatience happens, I
Yes.
feel angry?
There you go. That's
Is
perfect.
that like,
That's perfect. And instead of beating yourself up, you're going to breathe, you're going to think about it, and give yourself grace. Why are you impatient? Don't you have all day?
right,
I mean, but yeah,
Not.
maybe.
Right.
Maybe you
Don't.
don't. Maybe don't.
But then why are
But-
you
but-
angry and
And who are you angry with?
who are you angry with?
Mhm.
And again, was it just lack of
Preparation.
lack of preparation, something that's totally out of your control, an accident with the traffic that say,
Exactly.
give yourself some grace to say, oh, well, at least I'm not in that accident.
Yes, exactly. Now, for our immune system and for our control and self-breathing, we take a deep breath and blow it out, and that signals our body immediately that everything's okay. We've learned this, it can drop our blood pressure, but it also helps our immune system. Now, last week we worked on stretching, because stretching is also a release for anybody that has any kind of arthritis, or any kind of inflammatory in their joints. So, and that there's certain diseases also that we can do that the stretching the breathing in, and when we come down, the breathing out, because we're actually releasing that, the inflammatory, calming these guys down that run around with their heads chopped off, our little minions. So the breathing and the stretching and the calming is so important for health. So this is next week's. And we'll breathe through this one. You do? Oh, you guys got this one already? I already gave it to you?
Are tired.
Yes.
Some
Oh,
of us
yeah.
are tired of what we're doing.
What is it?
It's at the back, it's the last page.
Oh.
Mine was, I think mine was.
I have an extra one if you need it. Oh, wait, no, that's a different page.
It says, some of us are tired.
Oh, yeah. Some of us are tired of what we're doing.
So some of us are tired because of what we're doing. Some of us are tired because of what we are carrying. Because we've been holding on to everyone's expectations on a deadline. We fear that if we let go, we will all fall apart. Psalms, I think that's, Psalm 62 is an invitation to put the weight down. 5, 6, and 7. For God alone my soul waits in silence. My hope is from Him. God alone, for my expectations is from Him. He only is my rock of salvation. He is my defense, and I shall not be moved. I shall not be shaken. This isn't passive. This is power. You're telling your soul where to rest. You're choosing stability over striving. Trust is not doing nothing. It's learning the full weight on the one who cannot be shaken, who saves. When you trust like this, you don't just survive the storm. You stand taller in them. Breathe for the Spirit slowly. You are my rock. You are my defense. I will not be moved. Breathe in until your body and spirit relax and let go. Let the heaviest things you're carrying right now say something to remind you your God has your back always and forever. Maybe you should let it be a reminder to speak the truth to someone else who needs to hear. How many of us, especially me this week, are so busy, and I can make excuses, that the breathing goes out the window, the calm goes out the window, and you're running around like the minions, getting as much done as you possibly can, and defeating the purpose, I think, right? So what this is saying is not to strive for excellence, right? But not be consumed by it. And we can all sit here and think of some, it doesn't have to be family member, but someone we know that is consumed about worldly work, right? They're exhausted, not really happy, right? Can you all think of just one person? I can think of many.
I was that person.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And sadly to say, if you continue to do that for years, you'll be sick. You'll be sick. And how many people tell me, they retire and then 6 months later they've got 1,000 things wrong with them and they're dead, I've seen that happen many times. So what this is saying is we need to slow down. Again, still be productive, but let's do it for the right reasons. And you've got to believe that no matter what happens in your life, God got your back. And now we're back to the breathing and slowing down and listening. Because we don't. And all he wants for us is the best. That's all he wants. You know, fly it back to our minions. Why? Why are we here? Why are we living this lifestyle? Is it just to get better? Is it just to lose weight? Is it just to, I'm just gonna eat clean for a while and see what happens? This machine that we call our body, our temple, is the most amazing thing in the world. Just think of the immune system. It's has a memory. Your cells have memories. To learn how to take care of us. That and alone just seems unreal, right? Almost like they're little people. That's what I call it. They're our workers and he made all of it. I mean, he made this all to work separately and together. And that's what we've learned for years, that everything has its own job, but if they don't work all together, something gets out of whack. And all of us here have been through storms, and we've come through them taller and stronger, I think, with him as a defense. So we are going to breathe and do the stretch while we're breathing. So this week I want you to read that every day, and I want you to look at your day and see if you're just doing things just because, or are you doing them for a greater good and not a buck? Okay, Shane, want to give us some tunes?
Yeah.
I don't even know. So we're going to do our set of 3. We've got about 3 minutes, so that'll be perfect. Let's breathe in big and blow it out. One more time. We're letting our immune system know and our body know that everything's safe and sound and everything's good. First set, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 3, 4, 5. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 3, 4, 5. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Breathe in. 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. Breathe normal. And stretch our neck, put our chin to our chest. Right ear, right shoulder. Up to the sky. Over to the left. Back to center. Big, big, deep breath. Let's blow all that out. One more time. Chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder. Up to the sky, over to the left, down here, back to center, and again, big, big, deep breath. Let's blow that out. Breathe normal. Second set, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold. And release. 2, 3, 4, 5. Second. Breathe in. 3, 4, 5. Hold. 3, 4, 5. And release. Last one. Breathe in. 3, 4, 5. Hold. 4, 5. And release. Last one. Breathe in. 4, 5. And release. Breathe normal. And take your arms, stretch them down as far as you can. Wiggle your fingers. Think of releasing. Think of a waterfall. It's flowing over your head, down to your chin, sliding down your neck, over to your shoulders, down to your elbows, to your wrists. Feel it flowing from your fingertips. Let's release all that inflammation and stress from the day. Big deep breath, blow it out. One more. Breathe normal. Last set. Breathe in. 5. Hold. 5. Out. Next set. Breathe in. 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Last one. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. Let's bring normal. Put your hands on your heart. Everything should be slowed down. The heart works by itself. It's in conjunction with the rest of the body. Moves the blood in and out. Visualize the heart moving the blood in and out. Pushing the meridians where they need to be. Big deep breath. Back to center. Let's do our mantra. We are safe.
We are safe.
We are loved.
We are loved.
And we are never alone.
We are never alone.
We are safe.
We are safe.
We are loved.
We are loved.
And we are never
We
alone.
are never alone.
We are safe.
We are safe.
We are loved.
We are loved.
And we are never
Never
We are
mind.
never alone.
Give yourself a big hug. You are perfect and wonderfully made. Back to center. Big deep breath. And when you're ready, come back to us. So if we're perfect and wonderfully made, why do we have to go through all this for healing and understanding? Why can't we just be who we are? So let's let that sink in a few minutes. So the way we were made was perfection. But the way we live is not. And the outside world, I call it the darkness, wants to do everything in its power to destroy us. Remember, he's a destroyer, a liar, and a thief. And what is the easiest way to destroy us? Through our body, not taking care of our body, not giving it what it needs. That's why we live this protocol. To get better, so we can move forward and do what we're supposed to be doing. Not what the world wants us to do, but what our God wants us to do. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And anybody that needs paperwork, it's on the website under class 2 in the blog. Everyone have a blessed evening.